Welcome back to episode 33 of the Kings of Opinion. I'm here with the usual suspects, the Wanderer and Big Ern McGurn. Say hello, everybody.
Hello, hello, hello.
Thanks for stopping by, fam.
All right, so this is the post Thanksgiving Day episode, and I guess we got a lot of catching up
Happy
to do.
Cyber Monday.
Right, it's Cyber Monday as well, and it was Black Friday, which is absolute madness. I was going to rant about the Jets, but I'm actually tired of talking about the Jets. So, we'll touch upon it in 30 seconds, in a 30-second clip a little bit later. I guess my rant for today would be the Black Friday and then Cyber Monday deals. Now, I don't know if either one of you guys have ever been out on a Black Friday.
No.
I used to work Black Friday for like retail stores. This is going back a few decades, but back then it was crazy. And now you see videos because of social media and all this other stuff on how crazy it has gotten. Like I guess the eve of Black Friday, like Thanksgiving night, and then into Black Friday. And I cannot believe how people get so crazy for certain kind of stores, like the Walmarts, the Targets, the Best Buys, even in the mall. Like the mall, I don't think opens up Thursday night. Maybe certain stores do, like Macy's.
Well, over the last couple of years, haven't a lot of the stores not done the Thursday night thing anymore because of all the problems?
I think last year that started, and then this year they followed suit. Like not many stores are open up on Thanksgiving night, but still, Black Friday must be outrageous.
Which makes no sense because you could get all the same deals online.
Mm-hmm. That's literally what I was just gonna get to. Like, why would you go out and deal with people pushing, fighting for things, this, that, and the other, when you could literally just sit at home on your iPad, boop, bop, beep, and buy it in like 30 seconds?
Makes no sense.
Right? I guess people just want to go out there and fight.
I guess.
Burn some calories from holiday dinner, I guess.
But people get seriously hurt. Like a few years
Yeah,
ago.
no, it seems like there's a lot of bad things go wrong quite often.
Yeah, there's like
with crowds, I guess, right? Large crowds in small places.
So there's like literally people getting trampled on, right?
Right.
Stabbings, people fighting each other, like breaking stuff, like just because you want and nobody else you don't want nobody else to get it. Like it's unreal, right? And then what makes matters even worse is then they made Cyber Monday, right? So like even if you didn't get what you wanted on a Friday online or at the store, you could probably get it all weekend long and Cyber Monday.
Yeah. And then every day until Christmas.
I was literally just saying, it's like, it doesn't end. Every day they have sales. Like if you go onto like your emails, they literally like hit you with 30 to 40 emails easily a day with sales on this place. Anywhere you ever bought something online, they're throwing you an email.
Yeah.
Every day.
Exactly.
And even if you unsubscribe, that lasts like literally probably like a week or two, especially Christmas time. It probably doesn't even last a day. They probably just hit you right back up again the next day. So it's like, I don't understand why all these people got to go crazy on Black Friday. Like the deals can't be that crazy just on that one day.
Right.
They portray them as, but you're right, they're probably not.
You know what I mean? Like, I've had heard in the past that you were getting really like dope TVs and electronics for super cheap. But, really, how much cheaper are you really getting?
Or they're advertising throughout the whole store one or two items that are a ridiculous price that there's basically no chance of you getting that item anyways because there's going to be so few of them and so many damn people. I guess it's like you said, people just like dealing with the mayhem, I guess.
I don't. Keep me out of that. Matter of fact, I don't know if you guys have, but I already started my Christmas shopping and I'm pretty much done. And
nice.
Like I'd like to be done by December 1st and then start thinking about wrapping the gifts because I do wild shit with my wrapping. So then I have to start.
What does that mean?
Oh, like we like my family is very let's just say into Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So we have like a little tradition of basically playing tricks or gag gifts on each other. They're not always gag gifts, though. Like you create the gag gift. So like, for example, my father's a Green Bay Packer fan, right? So one year, like he wanted a cheese hat. So like, pretty simple, right? Just go online, get the cheese hat. Yeah, no, not in this family, right? So I got him the cheese hat, and then the night before Christmas, I wrapped the cheese hat in Kraft Singles cheese. So like this cheese hat went from weighing a pound to weighing like 10 pounds, and then I left it. I wrapped it in
Well, at
a
least you
box.
didn't waste any good cheese.
Well, I'll get to that. So I wrapped it back in the box, and then I left it in the fridge overnight. And then the next morning, I take it out. I bring all the gifts over because normally we go to my parents' house and we open up the gifts there.
Oh, you kept it. You kept it.
I kept it cold.
Fresh.
Yeah, I kept it cold so that you could actually use the cheese. So then,
Yeah, that stuff will probably. You could probably use that after a nuclear bomb went off, and it'll be the same.
yeah, I mean, I just felt like I didn't want to leave it out, right? Just in
Right,
case,
right,
like I didn't want to waste the cheese. Like the whole point is using it, but not abusing it and not wasting it, because then my dad would be pissed because my dad
Oh,
was
right.
school.
I get it.
He'd be like, "You wasted 64 slices
Just
of
for
cheese."
this,
You know what I mean? Because there was legit 64 slices of cheese on this hat.
you counted.
I had to because I used 2 packs of 32. It's not that hard.
The question is, did you unwrap every slice of cheese?
No, he didn't unwrap them.
No, yeah.
You
Well,
did?
I'm getting that. Story's not done. You
He
guys wanna know what
unwrapped.
happened.
He
So,
unwrapped
I'm
them.
gonna tell you. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you.
How
So,
did it all stick?
I taped it with masking tape and like
This
whatever
is
Scotch
this
tape.
is elaborate prank.
Yeah. So like I have pictures. I'll show you guys after the show.
Okay.
So he opens it up and he looks at it and he's like, and he starts laughing. And I'm like, put it on. So he puts it on, and you can see his head like drop. It was like this. It was like from here to like that's how heavy it was. It was like 10 pounds
Fake
of cheese.
cheese.
Yeah, like fake Kraft Singles cheese. So I'm like, so now he's unwrapping the cheese, and I guess I masking taped it so well because I masking taped it this way, and then I had masking tape the top, right? That some of them would open up. So normally, I don't know about you guys, but after we open up gifts, we have breakfast. We normally have like omelets, cinnamon buns, bacon, and all that.
Nice.
This year we had grilled cheese for breakfast because all the ones
Grilled
that he
cheese
opened,
is for everyone.
right? All the cheese that actually opened up when he was like cutting out the masking tape,
Right.
we used for the grilled cheese. So I had a healthy helping of cheese that Christmas, to say the least. So yeah, so that's what we do. It's some years are better than others. This year's gonna be kind of tough because I don't know where we're doing Christmas, and now we have twin babies around. So like I don't know how that's gonna work, but I got a few ideas in the old noggin that I'm gonna
We got
use.
some time too.
Yeah, well that's why like last year I was kind of late doing my gifts. Like I went all the way up to the last week of Christmas, which then I had to wrap everything the last week, so it was kind of overwhelming and everything like that. So now I got most of the gifts done. I got a couple things here and there I got to get, but I have a lot of time, and I'll just settle in on what I'm gonna trick them with this year. But we've been doing this over 20 years, more than that. The first year we did it, I was probably like 7 or 8 years old, where it was like a scavenger hunt for the Christmas gifts. So like you'd open up a box and there was a note in there, like go here, and then from there you go there, and we're running all around the freaking house all day. You know what I mean? That's some good exercise though. But that was the first year. I think it was like 7, 8 years. So we've been doing it for a while. But yeah,
That sounds like way too much work for me.
it's a lot of work, but when you see the videos, they're hilarious, and that's worth it all in itself. Like some of my gag gifts are so, like, let's say elaborate that it takes me longer to wrap the gift than they do opening the gift. But when they see it and they try to like figure out what's going on, there's nothing better on Christmas morning than that. Like I remember, what was it, last year maybe? No, 2 years ago. I just moved into this place, so I had leftover plaster. So everyone got one gift that was the box was totally encased in plaster, and then I wrapped it so that they opened it up and then they saw the plaster and they had to open like King Kong break through the box,
That's
So-
funny.
and it made such a mess, which was fantastic because that's what I like to do is make a mess.
I'm sure your mom loved that.
My mom and dad hated it, but like they're good sports about it because they know when we were little,
It's a tradition.
they were getting the best of us. But now that we're older and we have like, let's just say a more creative mind, it gets worse for them,
Or a mind more for mayhem.
Right. Either which way, it's still wild. But yeah, that's that. What I do want for Christmas this year is some new ball players on the Yankees. So I'm hoping that I think the winter meetings come up in like 2 weeks. Um, and there's a lot of rumors going out there, but nothing has been even close to concrete yet. But they're saying that the San Diego Padres want to trade Juan Soto. I don't know if we talked about this a few weeks ago. There's not much movement on that front, and Ohtani could literally go anywhere for a boatload of money. Someone's just going to back the truck up for them, for him, I should say. Um, but yeah, I would like something to be done by the winter meetings. I'm tired of waiting till like almost February for teams to be assembled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you got to figure out what other little pieces you have. Like last year, I know the Mets didn't do much. The Yankees really didn't do much either. But they waited so long that all the good players were gone.
Yeah, which has been seems to be the norm the last couple of years for them, right?
Yeah,
So hopefully this year is a little different.
I'm hoping because that's really all I want for Chris. I don't even care. A lot of people were saying like, oh, if you get Soto, then you have to sign him. I really don't even care because I really feel like he just wants to go to free agency, see how much money he's going to get. If he could get us like 10, 15 more wins and be super productive and we could win a World Series, then he can leave after that. I don't care. And then we'll figure it out next year. Like, I know we're going to give up prospects, but if they're salary dumping, you're not going to get our best prospects, right? Like, I would assume.
The problem is that the offers are going to be crazy, so you're going to have to give up. They're not. They're not going to. He's not going for cheap. Put it that way.
As a free agent? Or
No. As a trade. So it's going to cost you. So it's going to. That's going. I think what's going to be what holds teams back, right? Because unless you're somehow know you're somewhat close to a guarantee of re-signing him, you know, is it going to be worth depleting your farm system?
I don't think he'll deplete him, to be honest with you. Because they literally, he's going to be due. This is his last year arbitration. He's going to get somewhere between 30 and $35 million. Now, there was a report saying that Stanton was not happy and might seek a trade, and maybe the Yankees could dump him to San Diego, pay some of his salary, and then give them a couple prospects. Like, yeah, you might lose a Clark Schmidt, who I actually like as our number 5 starter, and maybe a prospect or two. But if you wind up giving him a package of Stanton, Schmidt, and like 2 or 3 top 20 guys, and maybe 1 top 10, meaning like you'll give him a number 6 or 7, and then 2 guys from 10, 11 to 20. And then you give him Stanton, you'll eat some of that money maybe for a year or 2 for Stanton so that they save money. It's not going to be a lot, but they'll still get a hitter in return. He'll start fresh. That'll be maybe good for Stanton. He'll be in the National League again, and maybe that'll work. I mean, it would be hard to sign Soto right out of the gate once you trade for him because I really think he just wants to see what his top number is going to be. So remember, he's only 26,
Yeah.
or something like that. Maybe even I think the start of this year he'll be 26. So he's going to look for some kind of astronomical deal between 12 years and 15
Well, we
years.
know you already turned down originally the what
Yeah.
was it, 450 million from
For 15 years.
the Nationals.
Yeah. But like the average amount of money per year, I think was only like 35. So he's looking for a little bit more than Aaron Judge. That's what I would assume. Not a little bit more, but like if Aaron Judge is making 40, he wants 45. So you could do that and hopefully give him less years, but he's not going to go any less than 10 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough. But that's really there's a lot of other stuff, but nothing's really happening right now. And like I said, I hope the winter meetings some stuff goes down because that's usually where stuff starts picking up. I just hope people will start signing on that what is it, weekend or something like that.
And I guess it depends on the other guys that are out there, right? Because there are a bunch of good, free agents out there, attractive free agents, and then the whole Yamamoto thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Yamamoto's going to cost whoever gets him money to pay for his buyout, right? And then you have to still give him a contract, so that's going to play into things too.
Yeah. They just need to do something. Just like the Mets, these guys need to be proactive and start getting it going early. Don't wait because when you wait, you lose guys. I know, was it Cody Bellinger? What's his name? Is it Cody Bellinger?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He wants a monster contract too.
I'd be happy with Bellinger and Chapman. That's what I'd be happy with.
Oh, the third baseman
Yeah.
from the Blue Jays. Yeah, I don't know.
I heard something today that they were talking about the Astros GM Duquette, I think it is saying that Bregman is possibly going to be available for trade.
Really?
Yeah.
That's shocking. I don't want that bum. He was a cheater. I don't want him.
That's the because they kept tying it to the Yankees for whatever reason, and they were saying how
Who, Bregman?
the Yankee fans probably would want no part of that because of the whole cheating scandal. I think I'd rather have Chapman anyways over him.
I had him in fantasy one year, and he didn't really do anything until like the end of the year.
Oh, really?
I mean, he had a monster. What was it? 2019, right? And then
Right, that was it, right?
Couple of years.
I think he had a few good years. He's almost like Cody Bellinger. Like he had a few good years, and he had a few bad years. I don't know what he did last year, but I don't want any part of him. I don't want a cheater on my team. I mean, I know we got Garrett Cole on the team. He's a little bit different. He didn't come up through their system. He was traded for that midseason. To me, it's a little different for him. And plus, he was a Yankee fan growing up. Like it's just different, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I don't want any part of it. I'd rather have Chapman, even though Chapman's bat isn't as good, especially his last couple of years.
Oh no.
Yeah, since he's gotten traded, he hasn't been good. Like he should have been, but he hasn't. I mean, he's still a Gold Glove third baseman, but if that's the case, I don't know if you're gonna keep Torres, but you could just move LeMahieu to third and just have him play third mostly. You know what I mean? Because he was coming around at like the middle of the year to the end of the year.
But Chapman would definitely be an upgrade at third base.
Yeah, defensively, yes. I don't know about hitting wise because what we saw from LeMahieu on the second half of the season, he was hitting over 320. So
yeah, well, hopefully he's going to be back and back to his normal self this year.
I hope so because the Yankees only go as far as that guy. Like I know a lot of it runs through Judge, but when you have LeMahieu going 3 for 4 or 2 for 4 every day and just slapping the ball around the field, there's nothing better than that.
Yeah.
But whatever. That's it for baseball. Now let's talk about this football stuff that happened over the weekend. Let's talk about Turkey Day football.
Yeah. You had 3 games, right?
Yeah. Did you watch any of them?
I didn't see a ton. I did see Dallas, leading comfortably. I didn't see, but I heard about Detroit, pretty much getting upset, right?
Yeah.
And the late game was San Francisco.
Yep, and the Seahawks.
And San Francisco won big.
Yeah, pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you were asking about that earlier before we started.
Well, now, thank you. I got my answer, so
yeah,
I'm geeked about that.
Yeah, the Seahawks lost. Good for you, pal. But yeah, it was a pretty disappointing.
Third time's a charm, right?
Pretty disappointing Thanksgiving football-wise, unless you were, one of the winning teams fans. I was just looking to see good games.
Yeah, that's what you want overall.
The Lion-Packer game was the closest game, but to me, it wasn't really that close. Goff played like crap.
Green Bay was up big the whole time.
Yeah, not up big, but they were comfortably up the entire game. And it's just.
What time did that start? Noon?
Yeah,
12:30.
12:30. It just seems like the Lions would try and peck away, and then Green Bay would score again and score. I mean, it wound up being 29-22, but I mean, if you're the Lions right there, you got to win that game. You're at home.
Yeah.
And they have all those weapons. It's not like they're a bum team. They were 8-2 going into that game.
Yeah, and the way they had been playing, you didn't think that.
I think I picked them.
That might have been one of your losses. The way they've been playing, besides the last 2 weeks they've come back down to earth, but it's only really because of the quarterback play. Goff hasn't played well the last 2 weeks. They were lucky to get past the Bears. They were losing most of the game to the Bears 2 weeks ago, and they wound up coming back and winning.
Right,
they couldn't do that to the Packers.
Yeah.
That's the only difference. But
Jordan Love had a good game.
Great game. I started him in my fantasy at 35 points.
There you go.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got lucky.
Sounds
I still lost.
Yeah. Tragic.
You want to know why? I'll tell you why. I know you don't want to know why, but I'm
No, it's okay.
I was winning all weekend, and then it literally came down to, can Buffalo not only beat Philly or even lose to Philly? Can you just not have Hurts do what Hurts does? So I'm going into halftime, and Hurts has like 6 points.
Looking good.
Great.
Good
I'm
start.
like, this is great.
Buffalo was up by 10.
And I'm like, I have Love. He had 35 points, which he was only projected for 19. So I'm like, as long as Hurts doesn't go off, I have a chance to win. He literally goes off in the second half and winds up having like, I think it was like 40 points or something like that, or almost 40 points.
Holy jeez.
So I wind up losing my fantasy week by 3 points.
Oh god.
And I was winning the whole time, and I was projected to win. And then like there were a couple guys that on my team that didn't do what they were supposed to do, like Cooper Kupp, for example. But I was winning by like 30 points going into that game. And he scored like 35, 38, something like that. I lost by 3 to 5 points.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh man.
Devastation.
And it is, you know why though, too? Because it's coming closer to playoffs. So if I was facing
You were right back
team,
in it.
I would not have been right back in it. I would have been in the playoffs technically, because I would have been 12-12 if the teams ahead of me both lost.
What do you play, 2 games a week?
No, we have like a thing called the median, which is like if you score more than the average of all the teams, you get an extra win.
Oh,
so that even if you run up, the whole purpose is if you run up against a monster, like someone scores 200 points against you, but you score more than a median, you go 1-1 instead of going 0 for 1 for the week.
Okay.
So
I've never. Yeah, this is. I never knew about that.
I've never heard that before.
It's on the Sleeper app. Shout out to Sleeper. Your app is pretty dope, I guess. But whatever.
I never heard that.
It's something that the Sleeper app does. Like, so like let's say for example, you're coming into tonight's game. The average is 125. I have 147. If it doesn't go past my 147, I get a win just for beating the overall average of all the teams that are playing.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's cool and it's good and it's bad because if you have a monster week, you get 2 wins. Like you beat the guy, you get 2 wins, which is cool, which is what I was hoping for because I was 10-12. If I wanted going 12-12 with 2 weeks to go, I think I jump up to 7th place, maybe even 6th, depending on who loses and wins. Because the guy that was ahead of me was also 10-12, but he got me on points. So if he goes 1-1, I jump him. The other guy was 11-11, so if he loses 2, I have him too. And then all I got to do is, I control my own destiny. If I win, I'm pretty much in at that point. But I wound up going 1-1 myself, so now I'm 11-13. Now the next 2 weeks I gotta pretty much win out, and I need help. But yeah, I was disappointed. But whatever. God damn you, Philadelphia, and your tush push nonsense. Yeah. So that's that. What else do we got on deck for football this week? We were watching a lot of football. We were in the city for a little bit on Saturday.
Sunday.
Yeah. Really quick though. Wasn't long at Iggy's, and then we went back to Fallon's. We got there around I don't know 4 o'clock ish, maybe a little before, and we wind up watching a bunch of the 4 o'clock games. And there were a couple upsets here and there. The Giants, Pats, that was a sleeper of a game, right?
Yeah, as usual.
I was telling people at work today, I almost felt like I was watching another Jet game this week.
All right. But that's New England for you, and that's the Giants for you.
Yeah. So it kind of sucked, but the Giants won, which I don't know why, but the Patriots I think have like the 3rd pick now in the draft as of right now.
They won because that guy missed a field goal to tie the game at the end.
Then you had what else? You had what was a good game? The Colts Buccaneers game. That was going like back and forth a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that was a 1 o'clock game. That was fun. I didn't expect the Colts to do that good, or the Buccaneers. I thought it was going to be more of a defensive-minded game, and I guess sort of it was in the beginning, but then like the second half they broke it open a little bit, and there was a lot.
Philly Buffalo was probably the best game of the week.
Oh yeah, by far.
I agree.
That was the matchup of the week, I'm sure too. And you had the Steelers Bengals game. We were watching that a little bit, right?
Yeah, that was on Channel 2, I think.
Yeah, probably. I don't understand how the Steelers are 7-4. Like, they just keep. I don't know if it's their schedule. They just keep winning these close games, and they're not doing much because Pickett is almost like Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
You know, maybe with a few more touchdowns.
I don't know. They keep squeaking them out though. They're going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, right now they're in the playoffs. We also had even before Sunday, we had the first ever Black Friday.
Oh yeah,
game.
the Jets game. Yeah.
Yeah, that was exciting.
Not really.
No. I don't even know what to say. Either you guys want to say something about this?
Yeah. I'm gonna just say, I didn't watch a lot, but I watched a significant part, which was, I guess, the last few minutes in the first half, where they went from elation to deflation within a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
And it was like, it was almost like, my dad's whole family, yourself. I always root for the Jets, but it was like, it kind of felt like only the Jets possible, moment.
If a play could define a team's season, that was the one.
Yeah.
I mean, the Hail Mary, okay, you want to take a chance, whatever, but for that to happen, I mean, it was like,
And on top of it all, that's a play that never happens.
That's the whole point.
Right.
Never does that because of that one reason. Just kneel, go into the locker room, and try to come out the second half and do what you got to do.
Right.
But no.
Not even that. If you throw the ball into a crowd of people, A, it normally gets knocked down. 2, if it gets caught, someone normally tackles the guy. You know what I mean?
There was a couple of good blocks right off the bat.
How about the pass interference in the end zone? We were watching it, and me and Ernie both looked at each other. We're like, "What about this?" There was a guy that was coming around to catch it, and would have been right behind the guy that actually caught it for Miami. But a Miami player literally threw him to the ground when he was trying to attempt to catch the ball. So that guy was already out of the picture. He was down on the ground. So then the guy catches it and runs it 102 yards for the touchdown. I've never seen
I mean,
that.
you're never going to see a pass interference flag thrown on that play. But, I mean, it was pass interference. I mean, it looked pretty blatant to me, at least.
Yeah, me too. And if you're ever going to call it, wouldn't you call it on that type of play? Like, if they didn't intercept the ball, then you don't call it. If it gets knocked down to the ground or whatever, or the Jets catch it, it's a touchdown, you don't call it. But when the guy intercepts the ball because the other guy's not in position to either knock it down or even tackle him or catch it himself,
right,
you should call it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I'm not saying the refs screwed them because the Jets lost by so much it doesn't even matter. Right. And now I can't even say anything more about the defense. Like, I want to hear people stop talking about like we have an all-world defense or even a great defense at this point, because if you were a great defense, you'd be able to stop the run, which they have not done all year. Yeah, you're good at stopping the pass, but when you play mostly these good teams, you're still getting blown out. If they're scoring 30-something points, I don't care if you're on the field all day or not. Like,
I mean, that's the only argument that I would make for them, is that they're probably just every game just totally spent because they just always seem to be on the field,
If you know this, and if people are watching us week after week, right? I've been saying it for weeks now, but now, and I don't even blame them if this is the case. Like, I don't even know if they're trying 100% anymore, because that was at halftime. They were still getting the crap kicked out of them, and they were losing. I want to say it was like 20-6 at halftime. Like, you shouldn't be losing that much. Like, if you have an elite defense.
But that's the thing, though. A play like that is totally deflating because had that ball got knocked down, or they take a knee and just run into the locker room for halftime, they were down at that point, 7 points, a touchdown?
Yeah, probably.
So, I mean, come on.
I don't know, man. They're so bad right now. Like, I don't even know.
It looks like the first free agent, or one of the first free agents just signed. I just saw Sonny Gray sign with the Cardinals.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's wild.
That's probably going to be a Nice fit for him.
Yeah, because he likes the National League.
Going to these small market teams where there's no pressure.
Yeah, he did well for the Reds, right?
And the
And
Twins.
the Twins.
Oh,
Yeah.
and the Twins.
Yes. Finished second in the Cy Young, right?
Did he? I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think he finished second to.
Um,
boy.
It was actually 17-6 Dolphins at halftime. So you're not wrong. They were in the game. It was 10-6.
What was it?
It was 17-6 after that. At halftime it was 17-6.
So
it
they
was
would.
10-6.
So they could have went into the locker room at 10-6.
Yes.
Instead, they went down 17-6 and completely 100% deflated.
Yeah. And then it was 26 in the third, and then it fell off by.
But that play just changes everything.
Yeah.
That one play changed the whole makeup of that game.
Not wrong. You're not wrong.
It was only 6 when they missed the extra point.
Yes, they did. And that was
Another.
that was a defensive touchdown by the Jets too. So
Yeah,
it was, whatever.
pick to the house.
Yeah, who gives a crap? Jets suck. Just lose every other game and let's just pack it in for next year. Play golf, whatever, and we'll go from there. But yeah, I don't know. Let's go into our picks. Ernie, let's give us. Let's go with the league standings so far for our picks. Okay, cool story, bro.
So I guess we'll go over what happened this week, even though this week is not
Pending.
because someone screwed up. We won't mention any names and picked the Monday night game, which we're not supposed to. So we have incomplete standing for Pugs, who is.
You just said you weren't going to mention any names, you jerk.
Well, I gotta give you standings for the week. So Pugs is 2-1, potentially going to be 2-2 after the Vikings lose tonight.
Or 3-1, and on the heels of somebody. I'm not going to mention any names. Go ahead.
Wanderer went 2-2, so
Steven.
yeah, pick up of a game from the last 2 weeks.
Hey, I'll take it. Yeah, it's improvement, right?
I went for the second week in a row 3-1.
Wow.
And won the week, so not bragging or anything like that.
Let me ask you a question since you are bragging. How many times in a row did I go 3-1? I think I'm on a little streak because I was the worst one for a while.
Yeah, you went 3-1, then went 0-3, and then did 3-1 again 3 weeks in a row.
So I'm at 3 weeks in a row. Went out this week.
No, 3 weeks in a row. Then you went 2-2, and now you're 2-1.
Oh, so the record is 3 weeks in a row going 3-1.
Right.
Okay, got it.
Which I can, but I'm kind of beating you because I went 4-0 and 3-1 and 3-1.
Yeah, that's
okay. Great. If we think of it like that, we were just talking about 3-1 guy. All right.
So,
not Mr. 2-2 over there for the beginning of the year.
So just to give a recap on the
season.
Total standings for the season so far. I am leading the pack at nice and healthy 24-19, 5 games above 500.
Eating good.
Yeah, turkey must have been good this week.
Ryan is in second place at 22-20, and depending on what happens today, and Wanderer is falling at the bottom of the pack at 21-22.
Oh,
500.
Not even anymore.
Oh, so who wants to start with their picks this week?
Well,
it's been a quick spiral.
In the fashion that we've been doing it this season so far. My first pick is going to be the Steelers against the Cardinals. Steelers are at home, given 5.5 points.
I like that pick. I was thinking about
I thought about that too.
We have been talking about the Steelers squeaking things out, and now they're playing a game that they should definitely win.
But they're giving points, right?
Potentially blow them out. So expect the Cardinals win next week.
So 0-1 for Ernie right now. Go ahead.
My second pick, I'm going to go with the 49ers, who are facing, now that I lost the schedule,
Oh, good stuff. We'll wait on you. No big deal.
49ers are facing the Eagles.
Oh,
In Philly, giving 2.5. The 49ers are on the road and are favored by 2.5.
wow. And who's your pick?
I picked the 49ers.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
With the Philadelphia team that always finds a way to win.
Yeah.
0-2.
Get-
So
That's the game. That's the game of the week right there.
Yep.
I need the 49ers to win to keep the Cowboys' chances of getting the number 1 seed in the NFC alive. And listen, if we're going by the Vegas gods, the 49ers going up against a 10-1 team on the road and giving 2.5 points, I could see a potential 49er blowout.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
Bold statement.
It is bold.
With my third pick, I'm going to go with the Chiefs against the Packers in Green Bay.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken, I think I heard something today that this is going to be the first time Mahomes is playing it.
In Lambeau?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Possible, yeah.
So
He's only played 4. I think this is his 4th year in the league, right?
Yeah. So
So,
I think this is this might. I don't know if it's the only place he hasn't played yet or he just hasn't played there, but I think that's what I heard. And anyways, they're
All right, Chatty
they're
Cathy, let's
given
go.
6.5. And then with my fourth and final pick, of course, I am, unlike YouTube bums, going with my team, the Cowboys, who are going against
The
the
Seahawks.
Seahawks on Thursday night, and they're giving 8.5 points.
Oof. That's a tall order.
Yeah, but the Cowboys have been
Rock and
pretty
roll.
awesome at home, and I even heard chatter today about Dak Prescott possibly being MVP.
Oh
the
boy,
league.
chatter. Gotta be careful with that chatter. Sometimes it's always not true. So I guess we'll see. So you're good. You're set to go 0-4 this week. That's great. So Wonder, we have a chance to take over the lead now. A big 0-4 for us. All we need is 2-2. We jump. You know. So
I think I definitely have a better chance of going 4-0 than 0-4.
probably not. No. You know what I'm gonna say?
To be determined.
I'm gonna write this down. I already know what you're gonna do next week. Okay. Here it is. I'm gonna show this to you on the air next week. Okay. I already got it. Now for my picks, the winners' picks. I'm gonna try and go 4-0 this week for I think the first time. But with me being a Jet fan, that's actually really hard to do. Thank you, New York Jets, for that. Because you can't score a touchdown. I almost feel like I could score a touchdown from my couch before you guys can score on the field. So I'm going to start off with the Chargers -6 against the Pats. The Giants just beat the Pats. If the Chargers don't beat the Pats by at least a touchdown, there's a problem. I don't care if they play on the moon. Okay? The Chargers need to win by at least 7. Okay? Enough said. Then I have the Dolphins against the Commanders. If there's anyone else worse than the Pats, it might be the Commanders. So the Dolphins win by 10 or more because when you play crappy teams, you crush them.
Yeah.
That's it. There's 2-0. Now we have the Texans. This is the toughest one of my picks because the Texans
Going back to the well.
Right. The Texans had a great game against who was it this weekend?
Jacksonville.
But
it came down
tough.
Yeah.
And it came down to literally a foot of a field goal for them to go in overtime.
Oh, it looked good. It looked good.
It was good. It just
dead center, man.
dead center. And if this was the post, it literally was like.
Once it was in the air, I thought it was
good.
going.
Yeah, it literally hit like the crest of the
where they intersect.
Right,
Yeah.
and it's just like if it was like even inches more, it probably would have bounced backwards and it would have been tied and we went into overtime and God knows what would happen there. So they're playing the
The
Broncos.
agony of defeat.
Yes.
Yeah, probably bounced off the weld connecting the
Right.
two pipes together.
And just went down. Right. So like they're playing the Broncos. The Broncos are hot right now. However, they're playing in Texas and not playing in Denver. So I think the Texans could pull this out at the -3.5. This is the only game I'm really worried about.
Yeah, that's I didn't like that one at all because Denver has been playing really, really well.
But that's my thought. They're due to come back down to earth a little bit. And if anyone's going to do it, it's CJ Stroud because he's on fire. Like, even with the slow start against Jaguars last week or yesterday, they still put up almost 30 points. So I like the Texans. I'm going to ride with them a little bit. And then my Jets, they're getting 3 points. If they can't beat the freaking Falcons, I'm never going to fucking do anything with them again, okay? I'm going to go nuts. You know, even if you lose, can you lose by 1? You have to get crushed. I mean, it's the Falcons. They don't even know what they're doing either. They're like the Southern Jets. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Whatever. That's it for me.
All right. All right. We'll see if I can right the ship this week. First up, I have the Lions -4 over the Saints, hoping that they bounce back. Hopefully, Goff can get his stuff together. Next up, I also like the Dolphins -9.5 versus the Commanders. I think they win big. Next up, I have the Chiefs. Somebody else picked them, right? Was it Ernie?
Yep.
So yeah, I like the Chiefs as well, -6.5. I think they get it done in Lambeau. And then finally, I'm taking the Cowboys, hoping that they can blow out the Seahawks.
I don't know, man. I think Love is going to sprinkle a little bit of fairy dust all over everybody in Kansas City.
Who knows? We'll see.
We shall see.
You're trying to be a Cowboys fan again, huh? I see you picked the Cowboys now 5 weeks in a row. Wow.
I have?
Yeah.
Hey, listen.
Look at Ernie with his big Excel spreadsheet. Look at him go.
No, hey, I didn't know, but hopefully it pays off. We'll see.
We shall see. Now, we wrapped up the sports. Let's talk about what we've been watching. Anything crazy?
For me, what have I watched? I finished Slow Horses season 2. Not season 2. Was it? Yeah, season 2.
You tell me, pal. I don't know.
Yes, season 2.
Season 3, maybe?
No, it's like a spy show on Apple TV. I think the 3rd season premieres this week, so looking forward to that. And I also watched the Stallone thing on Netflix.
Oh, the documentary?
Yeah.
How was that? I want to watch
That was
that.
decent, yeah.
It was on Netflix?
Yeah.
Is it just like an hour and a half or something like that?
I think so.
Okay.
Does that focus more on his like family life?
No, it's more on like films, but just I guess more personal too.
Okay. Because then what is it? He has a
reality TV show with his family.
Okay.
That's why I knew like the documentary
gotcha.
would be more about his movies because he's actually doing the stuff with his family.
Oh, so
it's got a few things going on.
I'd be interested in seeing that then. That's on Netflix, you said?
Yeah.
What was it called? Rambo?
Was it called Sly or?
You're right, it's Sly.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I was at my friend's.
It should have been like the Italian style.
I was at a friend's and he put it on and I think he said they have like a Schwarzenegger one too.
Oh really?
Yeah, the Schwarzenegger one I've seen. That's pretty good.
Was an older one?
It's not older. No, it's new. It just came out, but it's kind of like a lot of the same stuff you saw.
Right, it's like the same thing, probably.
But just I guess with FUBAR and everything, they felt like it was the right time to just
put it out.
But it's very. It's got a lot of similarities to Pumping Iron.
Okay, I'm getting annoyed now. I'll tell you that. I'm getting annoyed. There's way too much stuff to be watching. Like my list is not going down. Like I've been pumping through shows. And every time we come on this show,
well, these aren't shows.
Show I gotta watch.
These aren't shows. These are
no, but even still, documentaries, movies,
one
TV
shot,
shows.
one
like,
shot.
Oh my god!
I just started watching the new season of Fargo.
The first. Thank you for reminding me, Ernie. I totally forgot. I watched both episodes. Keely.
Temple Juno is in it from Ted Lasso.
Keely from Ted Lasso.
Oh yes, she is. I saw the preview. Yes.
The first episode was incredible. I'm a huge fan of that show.
Me too.
I feel like
very good, very good.
Yeah, like
and
3 out of 4 seasons are great, but it's always like a lot of times the first episode is like a movie, and it's fantastic.
Yeah. And that's what I like about that show too, is that every season is a different storyline.
Completely different.
So it's just
you don't have to. I was just going to ask that. You don't have.
You
to
can watch whatever season you want.
No.
I can like pick up on the show right now.
Yeah. You can watch it in any order you want because every season is a different story.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll get into that. Let me add that to the list.
But I thought, she was great.
Oh, they do a great job with that show.
I'm sure. I heard I've never even seen the movie. I'm assuming you guys saw the movie. That's why
I
you
never
watched
saw
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah, the
No,
film is good
it.
too.
What?
I never saw the movie
How are you watching a show without seeing the movie?
because I don't think the show has anything to do
Doesn't
with
matter.
the
It's
movie.
still Fargo the movie. Like I
No.
would think, like, oh, I would watch Fargo the show because I saw Fargo the movie, right?
And what's neat about the show is that it's all the seasons. The storylines are based on
Current events
a true story.
True story,
that's
yeah.
actually happened.
Yeah.
in Fargo.
No, it's not. It's not in Fargo.
Oh,
I
it's
think
just called
one.
Fargo.
I think one of the seasons took place in Fargo, but the other ones have not.
So they're called Fargo, but it doesn't take place in Fargo.
No.
Got it. Makes sense.
But like this current season right now is a storyline that happened in
2019.
Yeah, a current thing, and I think the last season before this was a current one too, like 2017. But this is in Minneapolis, and
Minneapolis, Minnesota.
and it's 2019. So
Where the
it's,
Mighty
it's
Ducks
actually
performed. Got it.
it's a current. It's so far so good. I watched the first 2 episodes.
All right, cool. I'll get into that eventually, and that's on FX, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
I watched it on Hulu.
Hulu as
Oh,
well.
got
Well,
it.
you know,
Well,
they
yeah,
got
no.
that
Yeah,
partnership.
the Fire Stick, so you know.
No, but I pay for Hulu.
So you do. Got it. Anyway, anything else you got? On the
No,
TV show,
that's
bro?
it. That's the only things I could remember. Well, I mean, I forgot Fargo, but
Right.
thankfully Ernie watched it too.
Did I speak last week? Do you remember about Blue Beetle?
Yes, you did. You
Okay,
said
so-
it was all right.
Which by the way, if you don't have Hulu, you can get it right now for like 99 cents a month.
Oh, that's great.
Which pisses me off because I have the bundle one.
I have
supposed to be like-
I have the bundle too.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so you have it
I
right.
got the bundle when it first came
Yeah,
out before
and-
Disney Plus came out. Now
yeah.
it's screwed.
And-
It's $18.99 a month.
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. I bought it for $11.99. They said discounted rate. It was either $10.99 or $11.99. I think it was 11. And Disney Plus wasn't even out yet. They're like, buy it before it comes out. This is the best price. Bought it, and what is it? A year or two later,
Yeah.
not even.
I
And
think
jumped
I
up
got it
6
for like
bucks.
$9.99 a month. The
God bless
bundle,
you.
and
But we're both at $18.99.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, that's ridiculous.
and
That's
now I
ridiculous.
think Apple TV just went up to like $15.99 a month.
No, I don't think so. Because I have Apple TV. I have the Apple Plus or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
Apple TV.
I'm
I
paying
don't think so.
$15.99.
It went up, but I don't think it went $15.99 unless you got some kind of special thing. But anyway, it's all ridiculous. They're all going up, and it's pissing me off because now they're basically like, even if you don't have cable now you're paying cable prices between if you have all the streaming services. You got Netflix, Paramount Plus, Peacock, Hulu, Disney. What am I missing? What did we just talk? Oh, Apple TV,
Prime.
Prime.
Oh yeah, jeez.
Um, And you don't even know how much you're paying for Prime because Prime is like, yeah, we're raising it like 3.75% for the year, but you know what? You get free shipping in 2 days. And meanwhile, now it's not even really 2 days anymore.
Did you
Like,
say?
some of it is 2 days, some of it's 1 day, some of it's 4 or 5 days. Like, it's not like it used to be. Like back in the day when they first came out, it was they said 2 days, 2 days.
Yep.
And it didn't matter if you ordered something like at 11:55 tonight, it'd be 2 days.
And a lot of times I'm noticing now recently that things are delayed. Like sometimes it's supposed to arrive and it's running late. It'll
Yes.
be there tomorrow.
100%.
If not, you can come back for a refund. I'm like,
Or if not, you can pick it up at one of our locations. The whole point of having Prime is to not go to a location. Do we not get that, Amazon? I think Amazon now is like almost $150, if I'm not mistaken, for the year. And it's originally when I got onto it, which was many years ago, I think it was like $99.
yeah,
So it went up. It was like $119, then $129, and then I think it's like literally $149 now. Like I'd have to check because I just re-upped on it. It's every September, so I just saw it recently, But these guys, man, you know what? Maybe I'll save it for a rant next
Yeah.
week. I'm gonna just cut it right now. Anyway,
Bezos rent.
I started watching Citadel. Anyone seen that show
No.
on
What's
Prime?
that?
Like Tommy DeVito.
It's a good one.
Case of beach, eh? It's good. It's a Prime. It's about spies. And without giving too much away, like it's got a good story. It's only 6 episodes though,
Okay.
so it's super quick. Like I'm on the last episode today. Like I have like another
And there's
25
only one
minutes.
season?
Yeah, but there's going to be a second season. But, it's a team of spies and, certain things happen and obviously they got to deal with it. But the action's good and, because they're spies, there's a little trickery and people hiding stuff and this, that, and the other thing. You know what I mean? But it's good. Check it out. It's only 6 episodes. It won't take you long at all. Like you could, and it's not like it's an hour episode either. They're very short. It's like 37 minutes each episode. I think the last episode was the only one that was really long, which was like 45. And maybe because they're gonna tie it off at least the first season. My father, who gets a lot of this nonsense from his like bullshit websites on his iPad, says they have another season coming. So I tend to believe him with that stuff because he's usually on point. But it's a good show. I'm gonna do Silo next, I think, because I think that's another similar show. It's on Apple TV. Silo.
Silo is, I enjoyed it, the first season, but it's not spy related. It's actually very,
But some kind of action like
yeah, but it's
Mission
a very,
Impossible thing, no?
no,
That's what it looks like.
no, not at all. Silo is actually a show that takes place in a city that is built underground, and the people can't go outside because it's thought that if you
Go outside, you get
die.
radiation. Yeah. Okay.
And it's actually very good. I enjoyed it a lot.
Well, that's what I'm watching next. So I'll probably start that tomorrow. How many episodes? Do you know if you're telling me?
It was something like 10. It wasn't very long, but the episodes are like an hour long. So
okay, so it's good.
yeah,
Okay,
it's good.
so it's gonna take me like 10 days to watch it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, anything else? We got anything else? You got your music on that?
Oh
What
yeah,
we got?
3 selections as usual.
Bing bong boom.
That's it. First up, we got.
Well, why don't we give a special, fill up your plate bonus one for Thanksgiving? No?
Oh,
Maybe
I got
fourth, maybe. I want a little extra stuffing.
I only got 3 right now.
No,
3 is a magic number.
All right.
First up, we got Planet Asia and Apollo Brown with Sardines. Next up, we have intros, outros, and interludes by Domo Genesis and Evidence. And then third up, This Thing of Ours by The Alchemists. So those are the selections for this week.
All right, great. Well, with that concludes episode 32, I think. I think we got it wrapped up in a bow, right? So let's go Minnesota so I can keep, my foot on Ernie's neck with our picks and be right behind him. And, everyone else, what do we got? Anything? Nothing?
That's it.
That's it.
All right, that's all she wrote, folks. We'll see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Peace.
Take care.
Later.